Hi guys, so this is a very spur of the moment video, so please excuse the lighting. It's like 11 p.m. at night right now and I just really felt the urge to film this video, and so I decided to just go ahead and do it. So I just read a comment on my all the books I read in 2014 video where someone just posted no classics, sad face. And first of all, that's not true. I did read As You Like It by William Shakespeare last year, but that's not the point. The point is, why the hell do people seem to think that just because a book is called a classic, it's automatically something that is worth reading, and that's a good book that is worth your time and money? If you think about it, books that are called classics really only have the fact in common that they're pretty old or have been written maybe 100 years ago, 200 years ago, that type of thing, that are just not contemporary anymore. And that's what makes them classic, because people still talk about them even though they're not contemporary. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the book is good and just thought-provoking and whatever else kind of, you know, adjectives and qualities are associated with classics. It just makes you seem really smart if you run around town reading Jane Austen, but if you think about it, it's a freaking romance novel. If you read Sophie Kinsella, you probably wouldn't make much of a difference to your brain, except that it's much easier to read. But as for the book itself and for the content of the book, it's really just a romance novel. There's nothing more to it. So it just kind of annoys me when people don't even tell me to read specific classics, because that I can understand. If you tell me, oh, why don't you read this book? It's really awesome. It happens to be a classic, but that's not what makes it good. The fact that it's a freaking good book, that's what makes it a good book and a recommendable book. Not the fact that it's old. That's not enough of a factor for me to enjoy this book. If people just go and say, read more classics, that literally doesn't mean anything. I could just only read Jane Austen for the rest of my life, and if that just wouldn't make me smarter at all. I'm not trying to bash classics. I've read plenty of classics. One of my favorite books, 1984 by George Orwell, is a classic, but I still don't see this hype around them, and the reason for that being a thing, because it literally doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make you a better person or a smarter person if you read more classics. If there are specific books that are very good and just happen to also be called classics for some reason or another, then yes, those probably do make you smarter, but just random classics probably don't. I'm not really sure what people are trying to accomplish by making other people feel bad about not reading classics. I mean, that particular person probably didn't mean to make me feel bad, and I didn't feel bad. It's just that I've come across this sentiment a lot in my time on BookTube and just in general in real life as well, is that people that read books that are called classics seem to think that they are smarter than people who don't, or that they read some better quality literature than people who don't. And this is again something where I think there needs to be some sort of differentiating between classics that are also good and classics that are really shit. And just because a book is a classic, you're not required to like it, and you're not required to give it a good review. Doesn't work that way. In 100 or 200 years, The Hunger Games might be a classic, and Harry Potter probably will be a classic, but no one has been walking around telling people nowadays that Harry Potter makes you smarter, because it doesn't. It's a fun story. I really enjoyed it. I read it multiple times, but it does not make you more intelligent than people who haven't read it. Actually, Harry Potter is a bad example because it's actually a good book. But let's think about something. 50 Shades of Grey is gonna be a classic in 200 years. Picture that situation. Okay. To the people in 2215, you're fucking idiots if you go around telling people to read 50 Shades of Grey because it's a classic. Not a good enough reason. It's still a shit book. Okay, that was a very bad example, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to get at here. It's just annoying to me. It's so freaking annoying, this whole generalizing of just one type of book and another type of book, and this elitism that some people carry around with them. And you read what you want to read, and if I personally or some other person personally for themselves decide to never in their life touch a single classic, I'm sure they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be just fine. And you don't need to read classics if you don't want to. That's my point. Let me know in the comments down below what your opinion on classics is. If you like to read them, if you don't like to read them. Also, I'm very sorry this video is very rambly. But that's what happens when I just sit down and film whatever crosses my mind. I hope you weren't offended because I didn't mean to bash anything. I love all books. Books are awesome. Yay! But, you know, just don't hate on other people because everybody can read whatever they want to read. Okay? Shh, it's fine. We're all gonna be fine. I'm gonna see you soon. Have a lovely week. Bye! Hi guys, so today I'm gonna be doing my slightly related Christmas book haul for 2014. I ordered most of these books off of internet sites, that's why it took so long for them to get delivered. And yeah, but I bought all of them, pretty much most of them, with book vouchers, so they're all basically presents. And then I bought some more books for myself. And also this is still not complete because I'm still expecting some more books, but you know, that's gonna happen next book haul. There's always gonna be a next book haul. Who am I kidding here?